Let me add on my time macros here. What's up, Alex?
What's up, people? And Blake, you're a
And,
person
and,
too.
and
I was just,
Blake.
I was just calling you out by name.
Yeah. Hey, dude, this is a good day on the market, Alex. I just sat down. I've been busy all morning, and it's nice. I'm surprised.
Yeah, let's look at stuff, shall
He
we?
said, "Let's look at stuff." Yeah, we got the crew in here now. I see Jeff's popping in.
What's up, Jeff?
He's he's working on getting ready.
Oh yeah, Spy.
Yo,
What's up, dude? Spy is
What's
creeping,
up?
man.
It's creeping higher, isn't it?
what the S&P?
Yeah,
Yeah,
They made a new all-time high today.
yeah, it did.
it did.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. We are, yeah, this is,
No harm,
I
no
guess the
foul.
government shutdown doesn't matter to folks.
It
Yeah.
does not.
I guess it didn't care about the non-essentials as you were talking about
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. I guess cutting all the non-essential stuff out of the US government really doesn't actually matter to the
Yeah.
world.
So fire them all and keep the essentials, right?
Yeah, that makes sense to me, man. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with this chart. I mean, this is a huge. Not only is this a all-time high, but I mean, this is a thick candlestick right here.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a this is like this is a high certainty move higher, which is
It's
wild.
al- it's almost like they're happy that we're not spending money.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what is going on yields actually. I am curious. Yields are down today. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
TLT.
Ah! So keep it, let's see, we go keep it closed for 10 days, might drop into the low threes.
That would be interesting, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
That's crazy. We got some comments coming in here. Let's see what people are saying.
Uh,
Um, yeah,
um,
Ras stock saying nope, not to Wall Street. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I guess I was thinking about this on my walk here. It's like it was already priced in that I mean, we looked at the poly market odds. I'll tell you, like the poly market stuff, trade stupider is really like don't there's a lot of people want to be the smartest person in the room, and hey,
there's always somebody smarter than you, believe me.
yeah, I can attest to that, man. There's always someone smarter than me in the room.
Yeah.
Like when you see this, don't try and contrarian investing, right? Everybody loves those people. Like, yeah, okay, you like reading it, like, oh yeah, everybody's bullish. We're gonna have a once in a century sell off next month. It rarely happens. Like honestly, like hardly. I mean, really, really rarely happens. So like when I say trade stupider, we saw this poly market stuff happening. Like the odds of a government shutdown was like 87%. That that's pretty good. Like you're not like it's going to shut down. So I mean, my whole point of this is that when don't try and go against the herd, and this applies for other stuff. Like when you see a stock going up, right? Um, Follow the trends. Like don't
Yeah.
be like, oh, I'm gonna fade this gap. Like, even on silver here, like you don't need to do that. It's silly. Like, yeah, will you be right sometimes? Maybe once in a blue moon, sure, but the chances of that and the frequency of that is going to be a lot lower than if you follow the money. When SPY is moving up, um, when SPY, what are we up today on SPY? Wow, really?
Only
Only,
only
oh,
not much.
yeah, okay.
Point
Well, when
three eight.
SPY is when SPY is moving up like this, 3 points. Guess what, folks? None of us matter. There's trillions of dollars pushing this higher, so just follow the money. I mean, it's really like that's what I'm saying. Trade stupider, right? Don't overthink stuff, because you'll find that when you stupid max your trades. I mean, personally, I've found when I stupid max my trades, um, it tends to turn out decently. Uh, at least, more than 50% of the time. For instance, we can look at, we'll stay here on silver, LAC, Lithium Americas core, right? So we saw last week that I think it was here, right, that Trump had, well, not Trump, but the U.S. government had bought a stake in Lithium Americas, and we were like, well, YOLO this trade well, same as MP Materials, same as Intel, government's taking a stake. Let's just go along with this. So we took a debit spread last week, and we are up. We're up 10% now on that, and with more, I mean, we can probably get like a 75% winner on this. And then, you know, did it sell off a little bit after we opened it? Yeah, but we have a ton of we have this until like this October 17th. And last night I posted in my Telegram group. Let me see if I can find it for you all. Oh, let me pull this over here.
Show us the trick of the trade, Alex.
Last night, dropped this in my Telegram. Lithium Americas overnight, after hours, popped 35% as the government not only, took a stake in the company itself, but took a stake in the this project in Nevada. So it popped 35%. And it jumped up. You can see it jumped up a lot today, this morning. So I think it's going to go higher. It's the government. I don't even really know what the government means taking a stake. I'm not quite sure how those mechanics work. But the fact is, it has the government backing. These projects aren't going away. This is great for Lithium Americas core. So,
Well, they might be, I don't know how they actually do it. It might be in tax incentives, or it might be, there's a lot of different ways they can do that. So they
yeah.
could, say no federal tax for, 8 years or whatever they might want to throw out there. But I'm sure there's something that they're not actually paying out cash for something. They're probably helping them in one way or another to help boost their bottom line.
Yeah, let's see if I can find that article.
So, Sheen Micron, I don't know if you're talking about the trade I threw in my Telegram channel or not. I chunked in there. I was getting into an 87.5, 80 call spread. We were right around 77, 6, or I say it was 77, 177 or 169 and 90, something like that. And here it is up here at 81. So that's done really well.
Oh, here we go. Nice. The U.S. government take a small stake in the company, 5% equity stake.
Aha.
So they're literally buying
That's
shares.
Department of Energy is buying 5% equity stake,
Sam here says Trump is personally trying to take a stake.
but he can't.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, he can't trade that kind of stuff. That's illegal.
Yeah. I guess the DOE can though.
That's
5%
right.
stake in the Canadian miner Stacker Pass project. So there you go. It's expected to become one of the largest sources of lithium in North America. 2027.
Let me say this, if they're doing it under, I guess, national security, they probably can do that because then they'll always have, they own part of the lithium thing, so they can get lithium all they want to, I guess. So maybe that's how they're doing it.
Yeah. The equity stake is a result of Lithium Americas, GM, and the Energy Department renegotiating the terms of a $2.2 billion federal loan to support Thacker Pass. So the Energy Department is allowing the company to defer a repayment of $182 million over 5 years. That's huge for a little miner like
Yeah,
Lithium Americas. Wow.
for sure.
This thing is going to soar. Like I'm not like this is down today. I mean, it's up. Like we're still up on our position, but I think like this thing is just going to keep on going. It's just so we're gonna like try and get out of this. In our debit spread, we had like a 70. I believe it was a 75, or maybe it was just. I think maybe it was 100. Maybe we can get a double on this. I have to double check the math what we got in on. The spread width was 2, and we got in at 63 cents. So actually, we should be able to get more than 100. No, wait, no, it was 90. Yeah, I think it was 90 cents. But regardless, we can get 100, maybe over 100, but we're looking for some good things on this. But that was like literally just, looking at the news headlines being like, okay, well, look what happened with MP Materials. If nobody knows what happened a couple months back in July, I think they took a stake in MP, the government did.
Yep,
Uh,
they did.
They took a stake in Intel. Uh, that jumped. So, uh, and then coming back here, so look,
Well, then Nvidia took a stake in the federal government, right?
did what? Yeah, what was the deals on that?
Yeah, they would pay the federal government this much money if they would take the tariffs off so they could sell in China or something like that. And I was
Oh,
just like, oh, okay, so you're taking a stake in the federal government instead of the federal government taking a stake in you.
yeah. All right, there
So
we go. Uh, so like, look, so we're looking at the government shutdown. I can tell you that
15 days?
in all likelihood, it's going to last through the end of the week, through Monday, maybe even beyond, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so this is what 24 plus 29 plus 38. So we're looking at what's over let's do the math. What's that? 61, 51, and then 38 is 89%.
Right.
89% probability this is going
13.
to last into next week. But honestly, the majority of the probability is October 15th, which is crazy. And I remember Trump 2019, or was it 18? His first term, we lasted for 19 days. So this would be closed down today. So that would be right around what it lasted like last time.
So it was that long last time?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Huh.
19 days.
All right.
Yeah, George Katz, it might end today, but it's not, I don't think it will. Like, yes, they are back in session. They're voting on the same things they voted on before with nothing changing. So it's just going to be another vote that ends in the same way. What's up, Kay? So, yeah, I guess I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'll tell you if it makes the markets do this for 2 weeks, that'd be awesome. We'll hit 700.
Yeah, we'll hit 7,000 on the mini S&P before long.
Yeah, K got in. Oh, KSS. Did I hear from you this morning? I forget. I don't think I heard from you. What'd you make on that trade? Did you send me an email? If you didn't, let me know in the chat. We'll grab that screenshot. 33%. Nice. Very good, K. Very good. Can you grab that those two things just so I can tether them?
Yes, sir.
KSS and the 33%.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So let's see what we got here. Just looking at some of the positions. So LAX up 12%. Our IBM's up 50%. Our expiration date on that is the 17th. So that's just gonna keep on getting better for us and better as Theta kicks in towards that 17 expiration date. Nothing to change there. Nothing to see. The Cisco position, we are slightly down, but
That was not my fault.
yeah. Yeah, Jeff, yeah, Jeff does has a hard time with Cisco, like me with Etsy. But I think this is going to be the turnaround, Jeff. It's looking good. It's got a good little support band. I think we're gonna or a consolidation band. I think it's peaking over the moving average. I think we're gonna go good on this one. What are our strikes on that again? 68, 69. Oh yeah. So we should be good. I think it's gonna hit. I'll double check that after this. What our profit target was on that. I think it was like 50%. So we're good on that. That was the trade we took earlier no, was it this week? Last week? Forget.
Yeah, it did that yesterday, wasn't it?
Was it yesterday? Wow.
It was
Oh
either
man.
yesterday or Monday. I can't remember which one it was.
All right, we'll have to check. Let's see. Cisco. Oh, it was yesterday.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna say,
all right, nice. Yeah, okay, so
well,
we got filled at 50. Before I got filled at 49. It was a dollar width, so we can get like about a 50% winner on that. Right? No, is that 100%? No, that's 100%. Yeah. So we can get 100% winner on that. So we're gonna keep on that. Sheen, I wouldn't recommend opening like trades that we've had running for a while, just because uh you're not going to get the best prices, right? So you're going to come, you would open trade something we gave yesterday or the day before, and you're going to be like, then you're going to come to us, next week and be like, what the heck? This trade didn't work out. Well, it's because the limit price was 20 cents in the other direction. So,
yeah.
um, but don't worry, we're going to open a new trade today. Actually, we're going to have a little credit spread action going on. Um, So I'm going to be doing a training on credit spreads actually after this concludes in the closing playbook with Nate, maybe Graham, but at least Nate will be there. So if you do want to show up to that credit spread training, it's really cool. It's not really a credit spread training. It's more about theta and how theta can be used with whether you're doing a debit spread or a credit spread or even just trading options. It is important to understand theta, right? What is theta? Theta is how much an option uh, decreases, sells, basically loses value over time, right? Every
Time
option you
decay.
take loses value over time. Doesn't matter if you're selling or buying, right? You sell them, they still lose value. You buy them, they lose value. We've been
Because
doing a
on
training on
expiration
that.
day, you have no time value.
What'd you say?
So on expiration day, you have no time value.
Exactly.
Therefore, you
Yep.
get that decay.
Yep. Yep. It's all decreasing down to that expiration date, whether that's a weekly, daily, or monthly, or whatever expiration date. Um,
Well, now, Margaret, leaps are a lot different. Leaps, instead of buying the stock because stock is very expensive, you can go out and buy leaps. But what people will do with those a lot of times is they'll sell covered calls against the leaps and they'll pull in income as they're quote unquote long the options. And you don't get you think about this, if you go out to Jan
excuse me.
26, which is what, 4 months, right? Or if you go out to Jan 27, go back to what Alex is talking about here. You're not going to get time decay when you got a year and 3 months on something. Now you will in over time, but if you're paying, let's just say $5 for an option, or let's just say $10 for an option that expires a year and 3 months from now, I mean, divide that $10 over how many days is that?
Right.
You've got, let's just say 400 days or something like that. So you divide $10 by 400 days, you're not going to lose that much in a day. I mean, it's very, very little. So people will go out and do those leaps so they don't get the time decay off the option, and they can use that and pull in premium off of calls sold against them. So that's kind of how they do leaps. Now, some people will just no trade leaps because, well, they have a day job. They don't want to have to worry about it. They're just going to see how the stock does over the year or whatever it may be. So there's a lot of different ways to trade them, but you won't see a lot of traders, as you put it, use leaps. Those are more of, I'll say investors to swing traders or longer term people that do that.
Yeah, really good question, Margaret. Even better answer. That's really cool. Yeah. Margaret, congrats on that win today. I think you got two wins actually today. SLV and what was the one we traded? KSS. So good job. I'm still in SLV. I think
Don't get out.
yeah. I mean, we have an October 17th expiration on that. I think it's going higher.
I think it's going to go up to somewhere. I mean, It's going to try to get to probably 46 to 47 on SLV. So
I love it.
I'd ride that. I mean, but they'll have silver getting right about $50. The question is, will the silver futures contract bust 50? That's the question. I mean, do they run up to that all-time high up there and then they back it up, cool off a little bit, and consolidate some, and then make another run at it? I mean, you've got
Where is it? What's the ticker for SLV futures?
it'll be SI, that one, and
Ooh.
yeah, it's
What
all
is
time.
what's the discrepancy you think in between silver futures and SLV on a daily?
There's usually around $3 to $4 difference between those two, and same thing with gold and GLD. There's a big difference between those two also. And the only thing I can determine from that is these are more spot. The other ones are the futures, and futures are always going to be higher in theory on a
Right.
premium than the underlying itself.
Because they're
So,
futures and things tend to rise, right?
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but I've never seen no GLD and gold futures even close to each other. There's always a big spread between them, just like the silver contract and the SLV contract. So that's why I have to keep at the bottom of my screen GLD SLV when I'm looking at my future. So I sit there and go, okay, that's where SLV is at. This is where silver's at. I can get this move. I can get that move. So, but yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
That makes sense though. Futures are the future, right? It's like
Hmm.
a bet on the future so that people think that it's going to go higher. Um, Lynn, is it still time to get into SLV? I would say yeah. I mean, we're only up 3.5% right now on that position. So, you know, if it goes where I think it's going to go and where Jeff thinks it's going to go too, if we're looking at we have the $43 calls. So you're basically going to take the at the money call at this point. And if it goes to 44 even, you're going to be looking good. If it goes to 45, 46, 47, which is kind of where, we're thinking it's going to go, you're still going to be looking real good. So,
I mean, you think about it, you can go out to November and do a 43 call for $1.50. I mean,
yeah,
SLV options are very cheap.
yeah.
That's what's cool about them.
It's very cool. Um, So I would say, yeah, Lynn, use your own discretion, how much you're willing to risk, and just know that any updates you see from me are based on us entering SLV yesterday, before this big jump up today. So, um, but if you do enter it and you get a good gain, let me know. You can go back. I'm trading the 17th October $43 calls. So, uh, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Um, Let's see. What are you looking at today? Oh, I'm not that. So you were talking about BBBY, right? Yesterday, it showed up on your scanner. Did I remember
Yeah.
that correctly?
Yeah, that did come up on my scanner. I actually wrote down a list of the ones that came up on the scanner today.
Oh yeah, let's get into those because I actually was perusing and sent this out to Wave folks. Got a nice little call signal on my Wave indicator on BBBY today.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So looking pretty good on that. Yeah. Um, we did a little debit spread action there.
One that was kind of questionable is Moderna mRNA. See that one?
Ooh, yeah, got a call on that one too. Wow, that actually, man, if we had gotten in yesterday, that would have hit our profit target today.
Right. And I saw that this morning. I was thinking, this thing's been getting kind of beat up a little bit for a while, and all of a sudden now it's turning around. So I was thinking this might be one to try to catch kind of low down here. But I didn't know if you had, based off your wave indicator, if it was grabbing it, and I didn't know if the flows were coming in on it either.
Yeah, let's
So
check. Let's check the flows here. Load. Yep,
a little one.
yep. Yeah, it's little. I don't know what the average volume. Let's see what Moderna's volume's at. I guess it's not that much traded on. Oh no, there's a lot of options on Moderna. Um, October 17th. Interesting. There should be some on it. I'm seeing some stuff on the 3rd on the chart, but it didn't come up in my scanner. Uh,
Yeah, and Zach, you're right. I mean, healthcare has been doing really good.
well, there was some news today on healthcare, right? I saw it on X actually, not on CNBC. But there, I think it was on X. Uh, Pfizer just signed an agreement with the U.S. government, I think, to roll out more mRNA stuff, not Moderna mRNA vaccine stuff. So maybe that's why they're all up.
So that was Trump RX. I was reading into Trump RX yesterday, and basically they're opening up a website called Trump RX. Can you imagine that?
Nice.
And it's for mainly Medicaid people, but also Medicare people and people who pay cash only for prescriptions, and
Hmm.
you can get them at a reduced amount. I mean, like that, what was that GPL1 or whatever that stuff is?
Yeah, the
That
weight loss
Ozempic crap.
stuff.
Yeah. So apparently, it's like $1,000 a month for that, but you can actually buy it off of no, the I'll say the non-pharmaceutical. I mean, I guess it's direct to customer sites. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Um, you can get that for about $500 a month. Well, if you have insurance, you can get about for $25 a month. And what this Trump RX is going to do is try to get everybody to be able to get it for $25 a month, but you have to be on Medicaid, Medicare, or just pay cash only. So there, that's kind of what I read about it. I don't know if how real it is, but that's what they were saying.
Is that uh is that like happening like soon?
Well, they said that the site would be out in the first quarter of 2026. So it sounds to me like they've got, the site being made or whatever it is. And I don't know how far along it is. And I don't know if it's only Pfizer who can be the ones selling it. I mean, I don't know if they're going to let the other ones do it or not. So, but that's what I kind of read about it last night.
Interesting. When does it launch?
Well, like I said, it's going to be in 2026.
Oh, 2026. Okay.
Yeah, it's not launching right this second, but it's supposed to be in 2026, I think in like March or February or something like that. I don't know, but it's in 2026.
That's actually not too far away though. March 2026, 6 months.
Yeah, yeah. And it's Lilly also. Okay, thanks, Robert. Yeah, I didn't. All I read was the Pfizer one and stuff like that. But yeah, but they're all. I don't know if they're opening up to a lot of the drug makers or just specific ones. And my guess is it's the ones that make drugs in the United States, knowing Trump.
Right.
Otherwise, he put out a tariff of 100% on pharmaceuticals that weren't made here. So
Right. I guess Moderna is a local company, local
yeah.
as in United States company, domestic company.
Hmm.
Lilly obviously is. I know they're opening a ton of new facilities, one in Virginia and one somewhere else. I forget what other state. Robert, do you know the answer to that? Where's Lilly opening? They're opening two new production plants. We'll put our viewers to work here. Um,
Moderna COVID. Yeah, I'll agree with that. They were the ones, them and Pfizer had the two COVID vaccines. Moderna was a one shot and then Pfizer was a two shot, I think it was. It
yeah,
was something like that.
Teva's another local one.
Yeah.
I say local. I don't know why I'm saying that.
You know what? That one confused me also because they have those awesome Teva flip-flops, those
I know
shoes.
the T. That's what I always think about Teva. I'm like, oh, flip flops.
Anybody who talks about Teva, I think about shoes. I don't think about drugs.
Right. Same.
So I got a pair of Tevas. They're awesome.
They're good. They're comfortable.
They really are, and they're tough.
Yeah, I need to get in. I need to get some new flip flops for jujitsu because mine
Yeah.
are all beat up and probably have staph all over them.
But yeah, but I mean, those Tevas are great and they're tough. That's one thing I like about them is I mean, you can walk through the rocks, you can rock through the sand, you can walk in the water. It doesn't matter. They hold up real well because I've done them all with them. So
Nice. Good shoes matter, man. It's amazing what good shoes matter.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Speaking of shoes, let's see what Crocs is up.
Yeah, I got some of those.
Oh,
I got some of those Hokas. I don't know if you've had any of those.
I
They
used
suck.
to. You don't like Hokas?
No, I'll agree they're comfortable, but they just deteriorate in no time.
Oh,
I mean, I'm rough on shoes. When it comes to shoes, I'm rough. I mean, I
yeah.
used to just for my yard shoes, I just go to Walmart and buy their $10 no shoes over there and just destroy them in the yard. But I found that those Walmart shoes that are $10, they last longer than those Hokas.
Yeah.
So now I'm not paying 150 bucks for a pair of shoes that I can just go to nothing. So,
Yeah, I used to run in Hoka's.
mm,
And they were good. They're little too cloud-like. I like to have a little more contact with the ground.
yeah.
And
But I found
now
Skechers hold up real good.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I have these Timberland hiking boots that are just like construction boots.
Oh yeah,
And those are the best hiking boots I've ever had in my life, man. Those things are
absolutely.
indestructible.
Yeah.
Indestructible.
Yeah.
Um, like I just like and like you go on the website, nobody's hiking in them, but they're just like, oh yeah, I'm a lineman or I'm a welder and I use these every day, and
Yeah.
they've lasted 5 years, and I'm like, okay, but they're great hiking boots.
Yeah.
Never deteriorate. The treads stay good. Um, so yeah, so we got a good win on Crocs. Speaking of shoes, that's still up again today. Um,
Awesome.
despite Blake misleading us about insiders buying.
Yeah, I apologize. I greatly apologize about that one. I feel so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I just bombed it. But Sydney Sweeney, now we just got Sydney, so
Yeah, we still have Sydney. But we got a good, I think we got like what, a 75% gain on that. Got filled at
mhm,
105 yesterday, so we're all good.
that's good.
One thing I want to ask Jeff about here. So CVX. Now I saw some news that OPEC was about to start pumping like a couple extra 100,000 barrels, and this is just gonna.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but you got an economy that's actually kind of slowing down a little bit. Did you see the JOLTS number? Not the JOLTS, but the ADP this morning.
Yeah, well, we lost like 32,000 jobs.
Yeah, which is totally opposite of what JOLTS said. They said we had 722,000, open jobs, and yet we lose 32,000. That doesn't make any sense. But and also I read on CNBC this morning that they're not going to put out the job numbers Friday.
They're not because they're government shutdown.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, how convenient is that for Trump? Because if the numbers are bad, well, they're
Yeah.
just not going to be shown, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but I think right now, and when we had the crude oil inventories, they did come out, and man, they were at a big surplus today. So, I think they're really worried about a global surplus in, oil right now, and that's gonna, I mean, I haven't seen gasoline prices. I mean, as far as the futures down this low since Liberation Day, they were down this low.
Oh, no
Um,
way. And that's
and
bad for Chevron, right? There's a correlation between that and Chevron
yeah,
stock price.
exactly. I mean, they're huge into gasoline. That and PSX, Phillips 66. I mean, they were kind of getting beat up some too because they're a big, gas producer. And but yeah, but see that they're down to Liberation Day lows, and then you have last year's low. That's where that other low right there at the far left side of that. There you go. That's last year's low, and they take that out. Who knows where it's going to go from there?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So gasoline's dirt cheap. Weird thing is still transportation costs are
Right.
high. So you at the pump, you're not seeing this right now. I mean, you're seeing anywhere probably from 280 up to I mean, I don't include California. California is its own deal. But I mean, you're looking probably 280 up to about 320, 325 at the pump, depending on where you live. And wait a second, gasoline's out over here next to almost last year's low. Man, this thing, we ought to have gasoline down at, at a dollar, 90, $2, whatever it is.
Now,
So
is there what's diesel? Is diesel why are transportation costs high? Diesel or something
now,
else?
now diesel, if you look at diesel, that's heating oil. That's HO. So that's diesel. It's up.
H is that
It's
this is
HOX. Yeah,
this
NYMEX. There you go. That's
that's it?
your ultra
Okay.
low sulfur diesel. So this one's pulling back, but it's still holding up a whole lot better in crude and gasoline.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot more demand on it. You got all the truckers and all that good stuff, and whoever
Ships.
still uses heating oil for heating. This is just ultra low sulfur diesel is all this is, and that's what they use. So,
But
you see,
is this why transportation costs still haven't come down? That's why
that's
gas.
right. We hadn't
Yeah.
had diesel prices come down.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's diesel extracted from in the process? Is it like extracted from oil and then just like refined differently?
That's
Yeah.
exactly correct. In fact, you'll get diesel before you get gasoline.
Oh, okay.
So,
So it's like dirtier, I guess.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And then they take all the sulfur and everything like that out of it, and then you have to put DEF in your diesel trucks to make up for that, and it's just a big mess.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I sure hope gas comes down. I would like to see that.
Yeah,
Robert's saying lack of drivers.
that's
Yeah, well,
probably true too.
there's about to be a lot more lack of drivers because they just popped all the CDL drivers that have been being given these trucking licenses. Um,
Now, what happened? Huh?
it's like CDL, like so the commercial driver's license,
Yeah, the
right?
CDL. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so New York and California have been like issuing them to a lot of illegal immigrants and like without any of the proper vetting or training or licensures.
Oh,
They just that's like a big thing on X right now.
okay.
I don't know. And Sean Duffy's the transportation secretary is saying that they're going to like clamp down on this. We'll see how it goes. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's going to cause some dislocation in the truck driver market. Oh, we got Bodine here.
Bodine is a big
What's up,
trucker.
Bodine? Um, he was a truck driver back in the 90s. They always tout a big driver shortage every year since then. Yeah. There's always been a shortage.
Well, you look at the back of every truck that you follow on the interstate and it says, need drivers, call.
Right. Yeah. I try and put myself in the mindset of one of those long haul truckers. Like going down to, went the other weekend to visit my friend in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's like 5.5 hours. I was like, man, this is like a little short trip for those guys. It's
Oh, yeah.
not even that long. This is just a nice little relaxing drive, 5.5 hours.
Uh,
Um, what are we saying? Bodine, you've done a lot of stuff, man. Lugaro, yep, that's right, about New York. October 3rd market crash. Sherry, did you hear something I didn't? I didn't hear about an October 3rd market crash.
it's supposed to
Oh,
be, well, what is it? This going to be this year? The 20th instead of the 19th? No. So, crystal
yeah,
ball. Yeah.
yeah. Well, Sherry, we'll see. I come here on Friday. We'll see if the market's crashing. Um, I don't look. I'm not a perma bear. I'm not. This market's spicy. I don't think anybody can say the market's not spicy. But also, uh, there's no secular reason why we would have a crash. No, I'm talking about a crash. A
Right.
rebalancing, yes, 5-10%. A crash, I don't know. But
Yeah.
that is the point. I mean, it's kind of like if there was going to be something that causes a crash, you're not going to see it coming, right? That's like what causes a crash. So
Right.
I don't really think a crash is coming. Besson is propping this. Well, it's not just Besson. I mean, look, this is what I'm saying. There's so much money, and I'm talking about this trade stupider. There's so much money that wants this line to keep going up. Trillions of dollars. Your pension funds, right? You all have 401ks probably. You all have maybe some of you have pensions if you're lucky still. They're rare these days. Um, but there's just all this money automatically flows into the markets. So for that to have, something out of the standard deviation band has to, out of your peripheral has to, whop everybody on the head
Well, not only
unseen.
that, but you hear reports of a lot of these, fund managers, whether it be hedge funds or not. But you have a lot of these fund managers that have been kind of on the sidelines since, Liberation Day because they were kind of scared of the tariffs. Now here's the SP making highs. So they even came out and said, we're going to start allocating more monies into the market. So
Yeah.
there's more billions and trillions or whatever coming into the market as well. So I don't see that. You mentioned perma bear. I met a guy. This was back in 2007, 6 in there somewhere. Guy literally dropped by the office. He looked like a linebacker for somebody. He was a real big guy.
Uh-huh.
And he walks in, and I noticed that when he pulled into the parking lot, his license tag said bear on it. And no, it said uptick. That's what it was. It was uptick was
Uh-huh.
on his tag. And so he came in, he just wanted to know what we did and everything like this. And I was telling him, we teach people how to trade in the futures markets and this, that, and the other. And then and just the way he was talking, I said, "You're a bearish guy, aren't you?" And he goes, "Why do you say that?" And I said, "Well, I see your tag says uptick." He goes, "Yeah, my dog's name is Bear." He goes, "I have a sailboat down in Boca Raton called Short Sail." And I started laughing. We kind of kicked things around. And he goes, "You really think these markets?" And this is when the Dow was like at 5,000, 6,000. He goes,
Wow.
"You really think the Dow can go to 10,000?" I said, "I guarantee it's going to go to 10,000." And he goes, "I think it's going back to 1,000." I said, "I'll tell you what." I said, "Let's make a bet." I said, "If it gets to 10,000 before it hits 1,000, I said, you come here and take my family to Roost Chris." I said, "If it gets to 1,000 before 10,000, so I'll drive to Boca Raton and take your family out." And we shook hands on it. Well, guess who won? And I hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
but there are people out there who are just bearish on the market always, and they will never change their mind. They will find a reason to short it.
Yeah, zero hedge I think has done many people a bad thing. Many people lost money following zero hedge.
They have some pretty interesting, I'll say, news items on there, but no, I do not follow them.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I like reading that bear stuff. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, let's do it.
yeah,
But it never happens.
no, it
It
doesn't.
never happens. And that's a good thing. I mean, we really shouldn't be really hoping for a catastrophic black swan event that wipes out, because
Yeah.
if you're, we all have retirements and stuff and 401ks or Vanguard funds
Oh yeah.
probably, right? It's like you don't want that stuff to drop 50%. How long is, it's not good. And if it does drop 50%, you want it to recover, in a year or two, which usually it does. Uh, but yeah, all that being said, so let's go ahead. So we're doing, we do these credit spread Wednesdays. I gotta hop off a little sooner here today because of I'm gonna go on closing playbook.
Right.
If you guys want to learn how to use theta, uh, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna do a whole training all in closing playbook with Nate. So maybe Blake can drop that link so everybody has it.
Well, I was just about to
Yeah,
say,
I can do that if you want me to.
Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
great.
that'd be awesome.
Okay. I'll start sending out, but guys, stick around. When Alex takes off, then you go to this link and you can go watch him.
Yeah, yeah. So Palantir. So I got my super premium scanner here. We're looking for basically let me see if I can detach this. Detach. Oh, here it is. Gosh, where do I detach it? Too many hamburger menus on Thinkorswim.
Oh, it's the little matrix dots in the top right.
There
You
we go.
found it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So super premium scanner here. We're basically looking for implied volatility is relatively high, right? Because you want to get that juicy premium. Yeah, like stocks that have no implied volatility, you're probably gonna win on the credit spread. You're gonna probably collect 100% profit, but you're also gonna get 1 cent in credit received, right? So you need a little bit of action on it. I do think Palantir is still on here. Oh yeah, there it is. So we're looking just market cap, 831 mil. We're not, we won't mix the smaller companies up to maximum companies. Beta is a stand-in for, how it moves versus the stock market. So if the stock market, like SPY, is going up, this will go up, slightly more, as a percentage. So, and then closed just over $30. Not looking for penny stocks, looking for decent companies. So last week we did do a trade today, Wednesday, on Nike. Got 100% premium just by following the trend and getting that credit spread placed out. Today, I was looking at Palantir, and if you have any qualms, Jeff, let me know. I was just thinking this could be cool. So we would be taking I already typed it out in Slack, so I don't have to do that. The 170. So we have Palantir in a very strong trend right now. After this crossover happened back in earlier on the month. And what's cool is that we can basically take a 177.5 put spread. So this is a put spread. We're going to collect premium on this puppy. However, we're going to bet that it's going to stay above 177.5, which is, I'll just make the number accurate. 177.5 right there, right? So we think it's going to stay above this level by Friday expiration. And then we're going to buy the next strike down, which is it's priced in 2.5 increments at 175.
I got it at 25 cents right now.
Oh, nice. Actually, that's higher than it was this morning. So I looked at this.
That's for Friday, right?
Yeah, the third.
Yeah. I got midpoint at 25 cents, natural 24 cents.
All right. I messed up. Let me edit this message. Buy to sell Palantir 3 October 25. 3 October 25. Messed it up again. All right. So this is what we're going to take for this credit spread. Let me see. Where's Zoom chat? Zoom chat. Here you go. This is the spread. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get rid of that. Where's this trade? Should have just saved it. Palantir, October 3rd. This is a put spread. So we're collecting a credit at open, right? And we're doing 177.5. Delta is probably going to be, Delta's at probably around 30. Usually you want to sell Delta for around 30 for these. 177.5, $25 credit. Okay, I'm going to sell this. So, boom. All right, I got filled at 25. Jeff got filled at 25. So if everything goes as planned, you're going to be able to get out on Friday, hopefully without even doing anything. You're going to go collect $25 per contract. So if you open 10 contracts, you'll get $250. 2 contracts, you'll get $50 in credit received.
Well, Ted's better than us.
Oh, Ted, what the heck? Good job, Ted. Good job.
It is. Very good.
But yeah, so look, we will monitor this tomorrow. We'll adjust if need be. I will say on credit spreads, they can move. So for instance, I don't personally set stop losses on credit spreads. I'm okay with losing the max amount. And sometimes the thing is though, is when you open a spread, it's going to give you false negative signals, as in you might be down 20%, but the stock is still $2 away from its short strike price, right? In this case, it'd be 177.50. And you have to look at the chart and verify if it's still far away from that price. It's okay. That's what happens with credit spreads, right? Because now tomorrow afternoon, THETA, and we're going to talk about THETA in the closing playbook. Don't forget to show up. It's going to start kicking in earnest. And then, so that number, right? Even so, let's say it doesn't move at all, right? You're going to see, just because of THETA, because that contract you sold is losing value, you're going to see your percentage gain just start notching up higher and higher and faster if it's above our strike price. So I'll talk about more of that again in closing playbook. But that's the trade for today. So we'll see. How are we doing now already? Let's see. I'm probably down a little bit because someone got better than me. Yep. Oh well. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna head out here. I don't I get ready for this, get the new links. But if Jeff, if you want to talk about anything, I can cede the screen to you, or we can just wrap it up here.
We got 10 minutes. Well, I don't want to keep anybody from going over and seeing you. So,
Yeah, I can. Here, James, let me repost it for you.
Yeah, we'll repost that real quick.
Doug does have a question. Alex, I don't know if you can help him. I'm trying to help him. He wants to know the width of the spread on your new dividend alert service, like with Apple. Are you taking like 3 wide, 5 wide?
It's a strike wide, so it's $2.50 width.
Okay.
So, yeah.
There you go, Doug.
Apple's 2.5 strikes.
Okay.
Which is actually something interesting to think about with credit spreads. I use this scanner to find the companies that might be good, but the thing is sometimes, the strike price you want, the price is like not, it's too close or it's too far away. And so to that strike. And so, yeah, maybe it's too close and you're getting some good premium for it. And technically it's a 30 delta, but really it's a little too close to your short strike. So you don't want to do that. So you'll move on to another ticker. There's companies like Robinhood that have dollar widths. 100, 101, 102, 103. Those are pretty fun to trade because you can get so granular with them. I'm pretty sure Nike last week was like that as well. I'm pretty sure it has dollar widths. Yeah, it does. So
yeah, when all that started out, I actually made a scan to pick up any option that had $1 or 50-cent wide spreads because there weren't very many. And now a bunch of them have dollar wide spreads anymore, so
yeah.
no need to really do that anymore. But there's still some of them out there that you think, well, that thing will have weekly options and only has monthly, and all of a sudden you have $10 wide spreads. And you're just like, yeah, that's a little too much risk for selling a put spread on those things.
Yeah, I don't mess with those wide widths because
Yeah,
it's
that's
just like there's so much max loss potential, and also if it lands in between, like, you shouldn't get a sign. But it's like the companies that have those is like, I don't want to risk getting a sign. Like, why don't they have better priced options? It seems like
exactly.
a little like a liquid. You don't want to risk getting a sign for them. Like
Exactly.
with
Exactly.
Palantir, Apple, Nvidia, you have
Yeah.
plenty. You can exit at any time you want to.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So. But yeah, folks, thanks for showing up for Profit Panel. I'm gonna go head over to and get logged into the room for opening or closing playbook. Blake and Jeff, always great seeing you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes,
We
sir.
will see each other tomorrow.
All
We
right.
will be here
Later, gentlemen.
again. All right, Alex.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody that wants to go follow Alex into the closing playbook, here is the link. Not to cut you short, Jeff. We still love you, but
we got 5 minutes to get in there. Everybody needs to get a drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. We got a little bit of time. I think Lance is still on, but he should be finishing here pretty soon. So there's the link right there.